Wouldn't it be great if your website could run completely on autopilot and implement SEO without you having to do anything? Well, with the power of AI and a tool called Search Atlas, that's possible. In today's video, we're going to jump into Search Atlas and show you how you can set your website up to run completely on autopilot, only having to put in a few minutes per week to implement SEO onto your website and get those rankings at the top of Google. If this sounds good to you, then let's jump in. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is click the link in the description of this video and head on over to searchatlas.com and sign up for their 7-day free trial. There is a paid version after that 7 days, but I can promise you it's more than worth it for the value that you and your business are going to get out of it. Once you've signed in and logged in, you'll end up on the dashboard, which will look something similar to this. And the bit that we're interested in really in order to automate the SEO really is what they call Otto. So we're going to want to go into this left-hand sidebar here, click into Otto, and you'll see here we're into Otto SEO Automation. This should be empty. We want to click the blue, create button, and we want to enter our website here. So I've got a website here that I set up as a bit of a test. We're going to put that in there, hit continue. You can set the number of pages to crawl. I'm going to put it at 200 and click continue. What we're now going to need to do is just let that start on its way, get some information about the domain, understand the website. It'll do a full crawl, pull any issues that it thinks it's got, pull all the pages in and really understand your website. Now, as you'll see here, you do have the opportunity to link your Google Search Console and also your Google Business Profile should you have them. You do also get asked to fill out business information. It will pull some of this from the website, from the data that you can see on there. However, things like phone number, email addresses, if they're not mentioned on there, it may need those. Business address, again, you would need to come through and fill all this out. This website doesn't have an address listed, so we're not going to do that for this. Again, social profiles, you want to make sure these are added in here. It will use these at a later date. And then authorship also, you'd want to make sure you're mentioning your name in there. So now I'm going to click into continue. It asks you to select your platform to install the Otto Pixel. So you can see here you've got a bunch of integrations. You've got, if I just exit out of this, you've got WordPress, you've got Google Tag Manager, Shopify, Webflow, Squarespace, Wix, and so on, ClickFunnels. However, what we're going to do today is do a custom installation. If you're on WordPress, you can definitely click WordPress and you can go through the guide of setting it up on WordPress. However, I'm going to do the custom installation here. So you can see we get given this script here that needs to be added into the head section of the website. So I'm going to jump over here, go into here, and this website's built using Elementor. So I'm just going to go into custom code, hit new code, call it Otto, put the code in there, make sure it's on the head, priority of 1, hit publish. We want it to be across the entire website, just click save. Now that custom code's in the website, I'm just going to visit the site and view page source. This will allow me to do a search for that code, and we can see here that it is actually there on line 110 within the head section. Now we can jump back over to Otto and search Atlas, hit continue now that that's in there. You need to give this a few minutes, it's going to do a check. Okay, so as we can see now, that's finished. It's pulled the website in. It can see that it's successfully installed. You can hit scan there just to double check, but as long as it says installed there, then it's fine. We can see that it's not currently engaged, so it's not currently doing anything, and it gives us some information about the site. So it's saying there's 0 out of 205 healthy pages. It's got a 0 score on the auto grader, 0 on content, 0 on authority, 87 on technicals, and 50 out of 100 on UX signals. Now, what we're going to want to do, first of all, we're going to want to engage Otto. This allows it to be able to make changes on the site and implement the things that it thinks need doing. And also it's saying we should link Google Business Profile and Google Search Console, but we're not going to do that just now. Now we're going to click into the overview, which will take us through to this page. It shows us much of the same information, but gives us our Otto score, gives us our sort of pillars. So we've got content, authority, technicals, and UX signals. And also down here, it will give you how much time you've saved with Otto. So once you start implementing things here, it will say you've saved 30 hours using Otto and Search Atlas, and also what sort of return on investment that means for you. Now, the main thing that you get in here is the tasks for this week. So this is things it's saying you should complete this week as part of the SEO. But then also you get some recommendations down here around various different things. So you've got your on-page stuff, your meta descriptions, you've got link build inside of it, so where you should be getting links from, wildfire, canonical links that need to be corrected, issues with links that might be on the website, Indexing issues, if you connect Google Search Console, it can pull through all those. And then you've got miscellaneous things in here in terms of using Open Graph instead of just meta titles and descriptions, Twitter cards, which can help with like social links that are posted to social, lang attributes, and also any custom HTML content that you might need to add on particular pages and things like that. So if I come back up to here and look at page titles, what I can do in here, you can see that for the home page, we currently just had paddle patch with a hyphen, and that was it. That was the whole sort of page title that was on the home page. Whereas Otto suggested it should be paddle patch, paddle tennis, reviews, tips, and news. Perfect, you know. So what I'm going to do here, I can go through these individually one by one and hit deploy. And clicking that, then that now deploys that to the website. This means that it will now be live. If I go over to the website and sort of refresh, within like a few seconds, sorry, you'll see that there, that's now updated. If I open up detailed here, you can see it's implementing that title onto the homepage straight away. I've not had to log into the website again and make a change or anything like that. So again, we can do that here. So for this one, now they're suggesting paddle for kids, what's a great sport 2025. Again, adding in the date, the year and the date and things like that, those sorts of things that really help people click through on articles and rank for those more timely searches that people are doing. Again, great, we want to hit deploy. Now, if you're seeing a common trend that most of these, you know, are absolutely fine and they work and, you know, you're happy with them, there is a deploy all button. So I can just click that there. What that's going to do is going to go through and it's going to deploy all the ones that are there. You can see there's somewhere it's not generated the content for me just yet. So you can either write it yourself through here or hit AI generate. That will use your AI generation quota to write that out. So instead of bookbound in paddle patch, it's changed to bookbound in paddle courts in Wilmington VT. Perfect. Now, click back. Go through these again. We can either go through the recommendations down here or we can look at the ones up here. So let's go meta descriptions. Again, we all know that these aren't a ranking factor, but they can help with click-through rates and things like that. So as I previously showed you on the homepage of the website, there is currently no description there. Otto has suggested one here. You know, looks great. I'm going to hit deploy. There we go. That change is now deployed on the website. So if I do a little refresh here, there we go. We can see the description there that we've just implemented across the site. Perfect, within all the right characters, the length, everything like that. Perfect description that we'd want added in there. So again, we can click deploy all across these, really get those added in across the website to make sure that we're deploying that across all the pages that we need those changes to be done. So these are the sorts of things that usually would take maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes for each page so that you could look at the page, understand the content, write this meta title and description out, then go and implement it into the site. It can be very time consuming. You can see here we've just done those very quickly. And it's estimating we've saved about 2 hours 45 minutes on meta titles and about 2 hours 30 minutes on descriptions. So all in all, something that's taken me about 30 seconds for each, so a minute in total, has actually saved me 5 hours worth of work. So, you know, it's pretty much SEO done on autopilot, and this works across everything on here. So you can see in here, canonical links on the site, have they been implemented or not? You can see in here, it's completely missing all canonical links. I'm just going to come in here, hit deploy 205, boom, done. All of those pages now have the correct self-referencing canonical links without me having to do anything. Now, it can also do things like heading length. So we can see here where to play paddle in the UK. There's certain titles that are in here that we've added for different clubs and things like that. You can also come up here and refine the prompt. If you're thinking we want all H1s to have this specific information, all H2s should be written in this way, you can do that, and then Otto will learn from that, and then it knows going forward how it should be implementing those. It can also do image alt text. So again, here it will pull your images in. It will use AI to understand what's in the image. It'll even take some of the text that you've previously added in, and it'll write out some new alt text for your images. Again, just hit deploy all in category. And that's done now. So that's implemented directly onto the website. It's all live, all complete, you know, without ever really having to lift a finger or do anything. Now, there is something new that Otto and Search Atlas have recently introduced, and you can see that under link building in here, Wildfire, which is currently in beta. Now, this is implemented to help you get backlinks from other websites without ever having to do any outreach or anything like that. So you can see in here, it's listing a bunch of websites that it thinks we should potentially link out to. that it thinks could benefit from having a link onto our website essentially. So I can have a look in here, look at the domain power, and I'm going to say, okay, I think this Goodland Pickable is a good one to link out to. And then I also think Planet Pickle is a good site that maybe we should be linking out to within the content that we have. Now, because we've added outlinks on our own website, it means we can now request links from these other websites into our website without having to do any outreach or anything like that. So we can come in here and say, actually, I think that something like Onyx Motion would be a good link for us to have coming into our website. And then I think that Hit Happy Tennis would also be a good link for us to be getting coming into our website. So I'm going to click that there. So there we go. You can now see that that's currently pending. So that'll get sent through to the website owner through Search Atlas, and they can approve that link in there. So it's more like a link sharing platform. It helps you get links from other websites. It also helps other relevant websites get links from you. This isn't going to be for everyone, but it's a good way to get some backlinks coming into a website very easily without having to really do much hard work. Now, one other thing that I'm going to mention that sort of sits just outside of Otto but is very much related to it and can really benefit it is the content section of Search Atlas. So you'll see in here, this can be used for writing content for your website. But in here, we're going to write with AI. We need to give it an article title. So I'm just going to put in there, benefits of playing paddle. Hit write article. I'm going to leave it as United States, more wider area for search traffic really. Let that do its thing. It's then going to come back and it's going to give me a Word document style editor, and it'll start writing the article for me without, again, me having to really do too much. So now we can see that it's created the article for us. It says it needs review because we need to check it. We can see it's got a score, content score of 79 for the benefits of playing paddle. So I'm going to click into here. So as we can see in here, this is the article that's been created. Some of these bits are still loading in, but we can see in here, it's wrote a full comprehensive article on the benefits of playing paddle, what it is, what the key physical health benefits of playing it, how does paddle improve cardiovascular fitness, in what ways does paddle provide a full body workout, how does playing paddle enhance agility. So it really covers all the topics you'd want from an article around benefits of playing paddle. Gives it a score out of 100. Based on these facts. You can come in here, you can make manual changes to it if you wanted to. You can prompt the AI to rewrite certain parts, things like that. But really, from what I've found, most of the content that this creates, it's spot on. It's almost good enough to just go straight onto the website in its current format and be posted. Now, if I was happy with this article, it's as simple as just taking all the content that's within it. I can come back over here into this site over here. Add a new post, hit add post, and we can see I can just paste it into here like so, into WordPress. Come back over to here with the article title of the benefits, put that in there. I'd set a featured image of some sort. So again, I'll just pick one of these images that we've already uploaded, hit publish, and it's really that simple to get new content put onto your website that's highly factual, well written, covers all the areas that it needs to. You can see it's a really well written, comprehensive article, again, that will help with the SEO. Now, what will happen with Otto is this will get picked up. Next time this does a scan and a crawl, and again, it might suggest better titles and descriptions for this. It might suggest certain changes to heading lengths, things like that. But it's a continual process of adding content and optimizing the site, all without you really having to do anything. And we can see here now that based on the changes that we've just implemented today, within like 5 minutes, it's actually saying it saved us about a day and 16 hours, so almost 2 days worth of work. Now, is this going to be as good as having an SEO manager work full-time on your website and optimize it? No, probably not. Is the content going to be as well written as if you were to write it yourself and include all the factual information? Again, probably not. Is it better than doing nothing? Absolutely. Is it better than paying £100, £200 to an agency who aren't really doing much on the website, sending just stat reports through every month? Most likely. So I'd really recommend it. Check it out. Really simple to set up. Try the 7-day trial. and really start automating your SEO and get the results that you deserve.